Well, good afternoon and welcome to Barking Bird. Happy New Year. It is now 2022. And, well, heck, Christmas, New Year's, they were both on Saturdays. Really, there was nothing to do as far as sourcing goes, well, as far as yard sales go, the last couple of weeks. And I have had other stuff I've needed to do to get caught up. And, well, heck, there's the family, too. I got to spend time with them, you know. But anyhow, we're going to do something a little bit different today. In honor of 2022, we're going to do the 22 biggest sales of the last 3 months on eBay. This is kind of fun. I like doing this because it kind of shows what is selling out there. Let me tell you what, any of this stuff is gonna sell. And those of you that have been around a while will know that. Those of you that haven't, well, it's good stuff, good information to have. So anyway, sit back, watch, and enjoy. Well, at number 22, we have this vintage set of Titleist AccuFlow irons. It is the 3-through pitching wedge, right-handed, and they sold for $84.95. Next, at number 21, we have this Easton Ghost X Evolution bat. It's a 2019 version of that. When I'm looking at bats, the one thing I really look for is, do they have two pieces? Are they one piece or two piece? The handle on this is a carbon fiber, and the head of it is aluminum. When I find that, that's kind of what gets me interested in them and start looking at them. This one I probably paid $5 for it and got $89.95. This is a NES mini game console. I don't think this is particularly old. I do think this is a modern version of it. I'm not really certain. What I am certain of is I didn't pay much for it, and we got $94.95 for it. At number 19, we have this TENS unit. I've been hooked up to TENS units. I understand how they work. I've never had them hooked up to my feet before, though. This one was new in the box with these little sandals and all the little pads. I think I paid $2 for this. That might have been $5, and as you can see, it sold for $105. And then at number 18, we have this Taylormade Ghost Spider Putter. Interesting putters with a lot of names. It's kind of a modern thing. Again, didn't pay much, but we got $115 for it. At 17, the Hogan Radial Irons, 2-through 9 iron plus the E-wedge. These were interesting irons back in the day. This was one of the first attempts that was made in the industry of controlling the center of gravity, lowering the center of gravity, making clubs easier to get airborne. I think Browning did it before Hogan, but this is kind of a bit of a historical golf club. And we got $109.95 for it. Coming in at 16, we have the Kirkland Signature KS1 right-handed putter. I had never heard of Kirkland golf clubs before. Apparently they are sold by one of the big box membership stores. I was absolutely amazed to find out that this putter would be worth this much. It is brand new, but still, to me it seems like an off-brand putter. It apparently is not. Apparently it's got some good cred. We got $110 for it, so that excites me. I don't even like Apple. I've long said that the last good thing that Apple did was the US Festival in 1983. You young folks, look it up. But here at number 15, we have an Apple Watch Series 2. It went for $115, even though it is older technology. A wise man once told me that Sony sells. And here we go. I guess it's true. At number 14, we have a Sony Handycam. It's the DCR TRV103. Got it with a charger. Picked it up. I believe I got this on the 127 yard sale. Put it up, tested it. Got $119.95. This Titleist Staff Bag. It is an old leather staff bag. Definitely came out of the Highway 127 yard sale. Bought it along with it was about $1,200 worth of golf clubs. I think it was. There was even a Scotty Cameron in there. This one did sit around for a little while, taking up space, but it did eventually sell for $125. I think I paid $170 for
all of the golf clubs. This almost paid for it. The Scotty Cameron putter paid for it. That was a great buy. I think it was 4 tennis rackets I bought together for $20 at this yard sale, and all of them were worth a little bit, but this one kind of knocked my socks off. I'm not sure what it is that makes this one so special, but it was $130 worth of special, and that brought it in at number 12 on our list. Here's another one I had never heard of. 44 brand baseball gloves. Apparently they are a custom-made baseball glove, and boy, they go for a lot of money. This kid was sitting out in front of his house at a community yard sale, and I'm not sure why he was getting rid of it, but I was happy to take it. I think I paid $10 or maybe it was $15 for this, and it actually sold for $135. I'm not sure why it says $150 up there, but that was good enough for 11th place. And into the top 10 we go with this Sega Master System 3010 console, bundled with games and accessories. This was definitely off one of those big multi-day yard sales I went to last year. Again, I didn't pay much for it. I don't think I paid but $20, and it went for $149.95. It did sit for a little while, but I'm okay with that. At number 9, we have this 2019 Masters flag. Now, this is the type of flag that goes on the flag stick at the Masters Golf Tournament. I do not believe this one came off the golf course. I believed it was picked up in the souvenir shop. I do not believe that they paid $140 for it. But Tiger Woods won this tournament. Because Tiger won it, the flag has more value. I picked it up at a yard sale for, I think it was about $10. And, well, you can see what it did. At number 8, we have this Easton XL1 composite baseball bat. You can see about 3 important things here. One is the handle is one material. I believe that is a carbon fiber. The head is definitely aluminum is another thing you can see. And you can see that combination makes it worth $149. At least it did to this person on this day. I didn't pay much for this bat, and I'm telling you, look for these things. They will make you money, and they'll bring it in number 8 on this list. We are so close to $150, $149.95, and we have a tie for position number 6. The first spot on that in that tie goes to this Escort Passport 9500 IX radar detector. Picked it up for next to nothing at a garage sale, and here it is. Well, I guess we didn't actually have a tie. I'm looking at this now, and it's $145.95, which doesn't surprise me. I guess I goofed here, but this printer was an issue. It was not an expensive printer when I bought it. I am happy that I bought it. I'm happy that I sold it, but I had to clean the print heads on it. It sat here for a good long while. I had to buy ink for it. Packing these things, of course, is never a great deal of fun. Though when this was bubble wrapped and everything, it fit in the box just like the box was made for it. But here we go. I mean, I spent, I think, probably $5 for this printer. I spent some time working on it. Had to buy some ink. But when all's said and done, I made good money. Well, if Sony sells, Babolat boggles my mind. I had found Babolat bags, I had found Babolat cases, but I had never found a Babolat tennis racket. Wandering through a yard sale, and what do you know, there it was, the Babolat Pure Aero. We didn't pay but $10 for this, I think it was, and it sold for $159, which brings it in at number 5 on this list. Finally getting into some higher dollar stuff, here at number 4, a Wii U Deluxe 32 gigabyte console. And you can see it's got some other stuff there, a couple of games. It's got all the stuff that you need to make it work. Again, I didn't pay but $20 for this thing. I rarely pay more than that because I don't know if they're gonna work. Have to get them home and figure that out before you know whether you've just given $20 away. Well, $20 it's going to sell for that broken. But this one was nice, and it brought me $169.95. At number 3, we have this vintage Nikon F camera. I couldn't tell you how old this thing is, but it is pretty old. I learned a lot with this one. I actually put this up for auction and had some people looking at it and kind of giving me a hard time because it really wasn't ready to sell. As it turns out, they were right. A couple things I learned: that little top part with the F on it, that actually detaches. You got to learn how to do that. You can get into this thing and clean it up. It was not pretty. It was in bad shape. But once I got it cleaned up and I put it back up for auction, I rarely run auctions, and I was expecting $150 out of this. It brought me $241.50. That made me happy. Well, if Sony sells and Babolat boggles my mind, Ping produces smiles. And here we go. We've got another tie. Well, it's a real tie this time for that top spot. And the first one is these Ping I2 irons. 1 through sand wedge. That's a lot of golf clubs. These I did expect to sell for this much. I didn't pay much for them either. We got $249.95. Well, I put this one in the last spot, the second spot in the tie, simply because, well, I think it's cool. It's called a Pono. I'd never heard of this either. It is a music player. It was designed by Neil Young. It apparently is, of the portable music player type of devices, the best sound that is produced by any of them. It has its own special file type. This thing had a couple hundred albums on it too. It did sit here for a few weeks. I couldn't believe it took that long to sell. Of course, it's $250, $249.95, and it is a little bit outdated as far as technology goes. But you know, there's got to be some geeks out there that really like this sort of thing, and there are. There was at least one, and they bought it. And again, I was happy to have it gone.
Well, I hope you enjoyed all that. Some good, interesting stuff there. Just kind of coincidentally, I think there was one product in there, one thing that I spent more than $20 on. That was that Pono music player. That thing was kind of cool. Everything else I spent $20 or less. Most of it was around $5. Some of that was even free. So just kind of shows you what you can do out there, what kind of money can be made on stuff. Anyway, go out there, hit some yard sales, buy some good stuff, and let's make some money. Bear down.